Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pangeas Playhouse. This is Ellie Iverson with Edgy Experiences, and I am so glad to have you all on here with us tonight. So we are going to go ahead and kick things off. Again, we're so happy to have you here for this special evening of art and performance. Just to start things going for this evening, I will be your MC tonight, and I wanted to take some time to introduce you to this new style of theater and make sure you're comfortable with the program as much as possible. Some of you may be returning from our first Pangeas Playhouse event that we had a few weeks ago, and for some of you, this is your very first one, so welcome. We're so glad to have you here. So just to lay the groundworks, Zoom, the application we are using to host this event, is not necessarily meant for theatrical performances, but it has a lot of wonderful qualities that make it accessible and community focused. So as you can see, we're not alone. We're not watching a video by ourselves, but rather experiencing a larger virtual performance as a community. So you can see we're going to be using the speaker view for most of it so that you can see all of the artists, but you can change that to gallery view. And in gallery view, that's if you go up to your top right corner, you can change to gallery view and you can see everybody else that's joining us tonight. I highly encourage you to go ahead and put on your videos so everyone can see your beautiful faces and so that we can enjoy this together. But for most of tonight, we'll be on speaker view so you can see all the performances directly. All right. So because this is Zoom, there may be some hiccups, and we appreciate you understanding and being flexible as we navigate. If you have any questions or if you're having any technical difficulties tonight, we do have Amy on board. So if you search, you can see Amy with the Edgy Team Tech, and you can message her directly, and she should be able to help you out. So Amy is on to help with tech support, and we will be going through and introducing you to everything along the way. If you want to share any positive comments with the community, we really recommend you use the chat box. So in the bottom, you should be able to see a chat box, and you can message folks individually or you can message everyone in the meeting. We encourage you to use this if you want to say anything positive about the performances tonight, or let us know where you're coming from in the United States or beyond so that we can know that this truly is a global community. And we will be keeping everybody on mute for now, just so that we can give good solid attention to the performers as they come in, but there'll be certain points during intermission and after the performances where we will open it up for you to chat with everybody. If this style of viewing doesn't work for you for any reason, or you want to end it early, we will be sending out a follow-up email to the artists and attendees with the recorded show, so you can go ahead and watch it after tonight, and it'll be recorded on YouTube, and you can share it there as well. All right, on to the show itself. So to begin with, this experience would not exist without everyone who donated to the Playhouse. Many of the names were featured on our opening slideshow, and some came in at the end. So thank you to all of you who helped donate to this Playhouse to make it exist. And also the impressive showing of attendees who have generously supported the artists performing tonight with their ticket purchases. You can see we've got about 47 participants on right now, and many more who have purchased tickets. So thank you to everyone who has gone ahead and supported the artist this evening. We are also happy to collaborate with local concession stand partners. We have Draftsman Ale Works and Buena Onda Empanadas, who have put together a wicked deal for our Santa Barbara audience members to enjoy. If you didn't get a chance to pick up some tasty beer or empanadas today, never fear, they will be joining us for upcoming Playhouse events and offer takeout and delivery options weekly. As a reminder, we have 8 performers being featured tonight in approximately 10-minute intervals, and we will be taking a brief intermission around 9 p.m. for you to restock on concession items from your kitchen, or maybe use the exclusive restroom access that you have that you might not have in a real theater experience. And after the show, we invite you to get up and stretch your legs for a short dance party with the rest of the Playhouse community being hosted by DJ Fru. All right, now that logistics are taken care of, we can introduce you to our first performer, Jody Bogart. Now, as I mentioned in the emails, if you have any type of drawing utensils or paper nearby, we definitely encourage you to get those out. As Jody Bogart is a graphic designer, certified life artist, and art facilitator, she has a great love of beauty, her husband, family, friends, connection, and of course, being creative. Jody believes that we are all creative and that our creative expression takes on many forms. She loves guiding people on heart-centered journeys where they go inward and listen to what once come through. She believes that creating art can take us on a journey of self-discovery and help us access the deep space that resides in each of us where wisdom and answers lie. And she says that if we don't judge what we are creating, but instead allow ourselves to surrender to the creative process, then making art can be like a mystery unfolding as we bring what lives inside of us onto the paper or canvas. And it's fun to create something tangible. So I will go ahead and introduce and bring Jody to the stage. Again, if you have any creative supplies with you, please go ahead and bring those out because this is an interactive art experience. And we do hope that you'll be able to draw and utilize the tips that Jody shares with us throughout the evening. So going ahead and introducing Jody to the stage. Jody, thanks so much for being here with us.
Hi, thank you so much. It's great to be here. So hopefully you have a piece of paper and pen or pencil with you because tonight we're going to draw this. We're going to draw a butterfly similar to this. So I'm literally going to take you step by step. So no worries. And we're just going to break it down into simple shapes. So the first thing we're going to do, and a really good reminder, is please be kind to yourself because it might be a little wonky. It might not be perfect. It's all good. It's okay. Can't get it wrong. So we're going to start with the body, which is kind of a shape of a carrot. So I'll draw it, then you can draw it. Okay. All right. And now about probably a third of the way down, just make a little tick mark on either side because that's going to be the base where the wing goes. And I'll draw the wing and then you guys can follow along. So it's going to be like that. Kind of looks like a little bow in a way. And then the same on the other side. And it's really hard to get them even. So if they aren't, like mine are definitely not even, no worries. So we're going to now do another little tick mark about 2/3 of the way down. This is going to be the bottom of the bottom wing, the base of the bottom wing. So we're going to go ahead and just do just kind of a wobbly little loop like that. And the same on the other side. And you have drawn the body and the wings of a butterfly. So up here, we're going to do a little kind of half circle for the head. And if you want, you can put 2 cute little eyes on it. And then we're going to do the antenna. And I love little curly cues or swirls. So we're going to do them like that. Or do them however you want. Okay, then a couple more pieces until we get these words that we're going to put on here. So we're going to just create a little kind of a border like that where we can put some pattern or dots inside there. Because if you notice, butterflies have a lot of that going on. And the same thing on this side. And then we'll just kind of start, we'll just do a little V shape right here. Okay, and then we're going to stop at that for a minute and we're going to get these words that hopefully are meaningful to us. So the reason I chose a butterfly is the whole idea is we've been at home and I feel like we've been cocooning. And and the butterfly is kind of this idea of a metamorphosis, something in us has been growing. And so I think it's been a time to really let go of what doesn't matter and embrace what does matter to us. So we're going to just close our eyes briefly. Just wherever you're at with the drawing, just close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And just think about these new strengths that you have growing inside of you during this time, because they are there. Maybe they've been there, but maybe they're even stronger. It could be courage. It could be calm. It could be, I don't know what it is, something. Just the first two words that come to mind. Okay, and if nothing came, then you can just make it up. So what my words are courage and truth. So I'm going to squeeze the word courage in this little area here, and go ahead and write your words in the top two wings, pretty big. Okay. And later, if you want, when you have more time, you can go in and do like thicker letters so you can color inside of those. But for now, since we're kind of short on time, I'm just going to do it like that because you get the idea. And now we're going to kind of decorate the inside here. So you're just going to do another kind of squiggly. You can tell I like squiggly lines. I think it's fun because it gives it movement and we're not trying to make it perfect. So it kind of keeps that inner critic at bay because we're not doing a perfectly straight line. And then again, we're going to do like a little border here so that we can put something inside there. And you're going to do the same on this side. And then if you can think of a symbol maybe that goes with your words, just a really simple symbol, could be a peace sign, could be a heart, it could be a diamond. I love hearts, so I'm going to put a heart here, because to me it's always about the heart. And then you can even put two symbols here, and like I said before, I love swirls, so I'm just going to stick those there. And here, for these sections, we're just going to do kind of like little, I don't know, little petals. Again, it's just a simple shape. It's kind of a long U, really, when you think about it. And then you could even do another one on the inside, because what we're creating is all these different areas to go in and put pattern and decorate the inside or color inside that. And then we can do the same on this side, little kind of U's. And then we're going to continue on the body. Moving kind of fast, I know. We're going to do a couple of V's there. And then just a couple of kind of half upside down smiley faces. How's that on the body here? So if you wanted to, you could go in and do little dots to decorate. You could do little hearts inside. I mean, you can do so many things inside of these shapes. Maybe little dots here. So you get the idea. You can go on for days with this. But the whole idea is really to embrace the strengths and the new qualities that are emerging during this time, and have something that reminds you of that, that's a good thing. It's kind of like a mantra in a way. So what I'd love is for Ellie to maybe put everybody on gallery view or whatever, and then on the count of 3, when she's done that, we can all hold up we won't be able to unmute, but we can hold up our butterfly drawings, and you can say your 2 words out loud, even though we can't hear each other. There's something about saying it out loud that really makes it more real, and really you get to claim it. So is that possible, Ellie, to do that?
Yeah, so everybody will go, if you'd like to go on gallery view, you can do that yourself, and go ahead and hold up your art. I'm going to hold up mine, so if you want to hold up yours as well. That's great. Wonderful.
I must not be in the right view, but cool. And then on the count of 3, everybody say your words out loud. 1, 2, 3. Truth and courage. All right. Thank you so much for playing with me, and I look forward to checking in and seeing, you can color them, you can do whatever as the night goes on. It'd be fun to see what you guys are at with them. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jody. We really appreciate it. And we'll check in as we go so that we can see what other art is being made, or if you guys want to keep working on your art as we listen to music and go through this creative process together, you are more than welcome to do that. So thank you again, Jody. We really appreciate you joining us tonight.
Thanks.
All right, so moving right along, again, thank you everybody for joining. I know we've had a few come in. If you want to go ahead and put your video on, we would love to see your faces. We will be keeping everyone on mute for now. But there will be a time for us to all get together with our mics a little later on. So without further ado, I am going to introduce you to Noah G., our next performer. Noah has influences ranging from hip-hop to country to singer-songwriter. His music can only be described as honest and original. With acoustic guitar and harmonica, Noah brings honesty and vulnerability to every song he sings. He is open for Mobb Deep and Twista and was in the top 500 for American Idol Los Angeles in 2009. So we are so, so happy to have Noah here and joining us. Welcome to the stage, Noah.
Hello! What's happening, everybody? That was like the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Thank you, Ellie. Thanks everybody for coming. Thank you, Jody. I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna play about 3 original songs, and I hope you like it. Thanks, guys. There's nothing wrong with an old school love song playing all night long. You got nothing on, but your hair falling on my chest. You're bare, how I like you best, and we're laughing like 2 kids too young on a Saturday night. That old stop sign way out of sight. On the porch, smiling at life. I wanna lay here and do nothing with you tonight. Many lives till you meet the one you love. Then who you are, you become. Doing nothing is enough. Like 2 kids too young on a Saturday night. That old stop sign laying outside. On the porch, smiling at life. I wanna lay here and do nothing with you tonight. Talk, walk right down memory lane. You can lay in my arms and just not say a thing. Like kids too young on a Saturday night. That old stop sign laying outside. On the porch, smiling at life. I wanna lay here and do nothing with you tonight. Oh. Thanks, guys. I'm just gonna keep on rolling. This is a lot of fun. This is a song called Whole Damn Life. Fell in love for the first time in 6th grade. Antonia was a gorgeous name. I remember them like summertime days. But it's funny, because the rest of my life was in the rain. My parents split, my sister crying, mama confided to me, I'm not a hero giant. And father, sheltering us from pain, or sheltering himself. The image remained the same, vacant, cold, complacent. Days went on and I only saw them fight once. Maybe I'm stupid, maybe you are. Plays in my mind like a soundbite scar. And me, I feel responsible, of course. The oldest son, left in remorse. Show my parents we kids are worth it, keep the course. I guess not. Alright then, I found my paper and pencil, discovered Eminem. 'Cause love don't always come on time. And some people wait for it, but they're whole damn alive. And I tiptoe around the shards of my heart. Oh yeah, I know what love can do. I prefer to play guitar. Rhyming's getting better, it seems. My babysitter had this boyfriend who said he made beats. He brought his keyboard over to keep her company and take the pressure off with 2 kids erupting. But Corey Cordero raped the first beat that we ever made, changed my life. You taught me that the songs in my heart could be played. I can't thank you enough. You were the god to this rap style. You were my brother, my father. Sometimes I felt your kid. In the midst of it, I met this, but my best friend's crushed since like kindergarten. Eyes green and bright like ripe Egyptian gardens. And like James, I felt myself hard. Guitar to yard, another downfall. 'Cause love don't always come on time. And some people wait for it for their whole damn life. And I tiptoe around the shards of my heart. Alright, I know what love can do. I prefer to play guitar. The summer after that, I don't remember. I was 15, manic, depressive, throwing tempers. I lost my mind. Lost my mind, almost lost my life. Weighed 85. How'd I survive? Someone saved me. Buddha, Allah, Jesus Christ, Moses split the chaos in my mind. I can't hide from the fact that my life went astray. I'll never love another picture till I dig what's in my own frame. You can't love another picture till you dig what's in your own frame. 'Cause love don't always come on time. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all those chats I'm seeing. That's awesome. I got one more song for you guys. I'm a musician and a music teacher in Santa Barbara, California. Lived in LA, New York, and was born in Portland. And thank you to everyone who's sending chats. That's amazing. This is really fun. Thanks, Ellie, for setting this up. This is my last song, one of my more recent songs. And I kind of wanted to write an upbeat song for a time like this. So it's called Be Okay. Thanks so much. Driving Billy Joel and crown. I know it's hard, I know the pain, I know sunshine sometimes brings rain. I know love can get so crazy in a day, but it'll all be okay. I miss my town, I miss my folks now. I hate the feeling of being alone right now. I know it's hard, I know the pain, I know sunshine sometimes brings rain. I know love can get so crazy in a day, but it'll all be okay. Thanks, guys. That's about my time. This was a lot of fun. Thanks again, Ellie.
Thank you so much, Noah. All right. That was wonderful. And folks, remember, definitely use the chat box as much as you'd like. That's what it's there for. And especially because we've got everyone on mute so we can hear the performers this evening. The chat box is where you can really put in your comments to show the artists some love and also just to be a part of this community. So thanks again, Noah. We really appreciate you being here. And on to our next artist. So I am very, very, very happy to have Carolyn join us. Carolyn Allen is a painter, ceramicist, and writer. She's enjoyed writing and reading her short stories in public performances for 40 years. She lives in Ojai with her husband, Bob, and their 3 dogs. And you can also find more information about Carolyn at carolynallenstudio.com. I should mention as well that Bob is the wonderful creator and brilliant portrait photographer that is allowing me to use this wonderful backdrop for our Pangeas Playhouse performances. And so it's just another way this creative community has really come together for these events, and I'm so appreciative of that. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce you to Carolyn to go ahead and read us a short story. So give me 1 second here while we get her online.
Am I on?
You are on.
Oh, I can't see myself, but I guess that's okay. Buongiorno, arrivederci, la dolce vita in Italia. Here, now, this moment. I'm at Saturnia Hot Springs in the Italian countryside, sitting underneath a warm waterfall, cascading down the hillside into turquoise pools. I'm surrounded by Italians of every make. There's the 3 hairy-chested old guys hanging out under the falls. Beyond them, 2 old women with wrinkled paunches wade through the rocky shallows. A troop of nymphets with hot, angular little bodies crawl on their hands and feet up the edge of the rocks in front of me. Here, now, this moment, I am completely happy. What a thing it is to be happy. I haven't always been happy. I've been depressed and anxious most of my life. But I love Europe, especially Italy. I love how people live in their bodies without shame. But my first time in Europe was not propitious. I am 6 years old. It's just me, my little sister Kathy, and my mom. We'll be meeting my dad later. The first night in Amsterdam, we walk up a steep flight of stairs. The owner of the rooms asked Mom if we need plastic sheets. Oh no, she says, they're fine. I wake up the next morning soaked in my own pee. I am so ashamed. My body has betrayed me. In Italy, we meet up with my dad at his mother's house. I play in the lake. I pile up all the inflatable toys, a ring, a duck, a Mickey Mouse, and float away from shore, looking back at Grandma's villa. Finally, I am captain of my own ship. But back on land, I have family tensions to deal with. I don't really understand why we don't live with Dad anymore, something called divorce. All I know is Mom doesn't like him very much, but he still likes her, and they sleep in the same bed whenever they're together. We're in Europe because Dad's mom, Grandma Hilda, says she's going to die soon and wants to meet her granddaughters before it's too late. What I don't know is that she dislikes my mom and blames her for the breakup of my dad's first marriage. Nobody is happy. I keep fighting with Kathy and making Dad angry. It's my and Kathy's birthday month, and Grandma Hilda orders cakes from the village bakery. God, they're beautiful. Mine is chocolate with whipped cream, Kathy's vanilla with custard. We blow out the candles and Grandma Hilda passes slices all around. I take one bite and gag. Kathy too. It tastes like fire, like gasoline smells. Ugh, says Grandma Hilda in her German accent. Those stupid people. I told them these cakes were for children. They've put liquor in them. The grown-ups laugh it off and eat their slices, but Kathy and I just stare at the beautiful, horrible cakes. I fight with Kathy and get a spanking. Mom fights with Dad. Dad fights with Grandma Hilda. We're all ready to leave. Next stop, Yugoslavia. The train drives onto a ferry boat and the ferry boat over the sea. We're in a fancy dining car. White tablecloths, waiters in black suits with white bibs. Kathy and I sit in high child seats. The waiter sets a soft-boiled egg in a cup in front of me. I've never had one before. I dip my spoon into it, lift the egg. The boat lurches. The egg drops onto the carpet below me. I peer way down at it. The boat lurches again, and I throw up all over the egg, the carpet, and myself. I'm lifted off my child seat by the underarms and carried back to the sleeper. At the hotel restaurant, we eat heavy meats and gravy, green butter, and soft string beans. Then I see the waiters carrying trays of sundae glasses full of ice cream with chocolate sauce and dollops of whipped cream. I love whipped cream. They keep passing our table though. Will they ever get to us? Just as they stop, I feel gas in my belly. I lean a little. Oh no, something happened. I look down and the bottom of my dress is dirty. A bad smell surrounds me. I put my pants. I've never put my pants before, and now I've done it at the worst possible moment, right before the whipped cream. Again, I am scooped out of my seat by the underarms and carried to the bedroom. I have a bad case of diarrhea, Tito's revenge. It seems that Europe is doing something to my bodily fluids. The catalog of how out of control I get doesn't end with bodily fluids. Not content with forcing me to pee a bed, barf on an egg, and poop my pants, Europe makes me lose my mind. We're in another Yugoslavian town, this one famous for its old amusement park. In the hotel room, right before we're about to leave, I get in a fight with Kathy and smack her. That's it, Dad says. I am not taking you to the amusement park. I'm taking Kathy, and you're staying here with your mother. No, I yell. Yes, he says, and takes Kathy by the hand. I stare at Mom. She sits on the bed reading a book and smoking a cigarette. It's not fair, I say. She glances up from her book. What's not fair? Kathy gets to go and I have to stay here. She sighs, flicks an ash off her cigarette. You just need to stop hitting Kathy and you'll get to go too. It's always all my fault. I jerk Mom's bathing suit off the chair it's hanging on, run to the open window, and throw it out. Down it goes, a large black bathing suit with pointy foam cups dropping 6 floors to the roof below. Ah, geez, Carolyn, why'd you do that? Because I hate you. You don't hate me. Yes, I do, and I hate myself. I'm a bad girl. I'll go get it. I climb onto the windowsill, stick my foot out the window as I hold onto the upper sill and peer at my mother. There's no way I can jump out the window. The opening starts below my knees. Come down, she says. No. She pats the spot next to her on the bed. Come here, she says. You could read your book too. Come and get me, I say. I feel my full weight in her arms as she lifts me off the sill and carries me across the room. I smell the smoky sweetness of her warm chest. All I ever want is to be carried like this. But I'm too old now. She lies next to me on the bed and rubs my back. I nuzzle my nose into her arm. Where's my book, I say. She hands me, you're a good man, Charlie Brown. I find a word that Charlie Brown uses all the time, melancholy. I ask Mom what it means and how to pronounce it. Going to Europe as a kid isn't all pissing, pooping, and crying, though. I climb the stone lions at St. Mark's Square in Venice. I see castles and cathedrals covered in statues. I see lots of paintings of the melancholy Virgin Mary. She's so beautiful, I try to imitate her melancholy looks. After this trip, I never feel satisfied with strip malls and suburban California tract houses. Life could be so mysterious and beautiful. As an adult, I have more unfortunate experiences in Europe. An Italian movie producer and his friend invite a friend of mine and me to his penthouse apartment in Rome. We've had a charming evening. My friend needs sex. Why not? My friend and the movie producer head straight to the bedroom while I'm stuck with his friend drinking pois out of teeny glasses. Pois is pear liqueur. It's very strong. The next morning, I wake up on the terrace of the penthouse and look over the rooftops. The church bells of Rome are ringing and I puke my guts out. Ah. Now I'm at the Uffizi Museum in Florence and it's crowded with tourists. I'm with a language school and our tour guide gets in a fight with another tour guide right in front of Botticelli's Venus. He's yelling and gesticulating. Two elderly ladies in our group start crying. One of them says, I've been waiting all my life to see this painting and they've ruined it for me. Her friend and I stay with her as the tour groups leave the room. I too have waited all my life to see this painting and it's worth it. I'm pickpocketed. I lose my ID. An old man touches my breast on a bus. Then last year, I fall down some stairs in France and land on my face. I sit up, covered in blood, the most vital bodily fluid of all. Once again, Europe cracks me open and puts my bodily fluids on display. As the ambulance drives me to the hospital an hour away on a curvy mountain road, I think about how much I want to go home, to see my husband and friends, to feel the safety of the strip malls and the suburban California tract homes. If only I can survive, I'll never leave America again. That was a year ago. I get lured back to Italy when someone I don't even know that well posts a photograph on Facebook of where she's going. Need a companion, I write? Yes, she writes back. And so I'm here, now, this moment, embodied like many other bodies, middle-aged and paunchy, watching the wonder of Italian humanity, all mingling here in this hot water at a spring that's been in human use for thousands of years. And it's like I'm living in a Fellini movie. Watching the old, the skinny, the fat, the babies, the family groups, the young lovers, the teenagers, everybody's here. Everybody's sharing the water. The warm water connects us. Yeah, it's hard work to get here. All the flights and trains and hassles of travel, but I'm here now, this moment. Look at that fat, foxy old white-haired woman in the lace bathing suit. Man, I'd like to wear that. yeah, I haven't always been happy. It's the hardest discipline I know. And in this moment, I am here now with all these wonderful Italians. That's it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. And before we go, I know we see a lot of folks in the chat and also clapping on their videos, but can you tell us a little bit about your art as well? Because I know that some of your very own art featured behind you, and I think it's so amazing how multi-talented you are.
Well, thank you. Well, I made this painting, I don't know, I can't see, but this painting was made for a 40-foot long, wide mural that was for the Ventura County Cancer Clinic. And I just painted a whole bunch of dahlias in very large form.
That's amazing. And
I've got to move my thumb. Thank
there
you,
you
Bob.
go.
I can't see anything.
And
Right.
we'll go ahead and share your information so that folks can follow along after the show as well. So thank you again for your wonderful storytelling.
Thank you.
All right. So I hope everybody has been enjoying this so far. Again, definitely make sure to use the chat box so that everybody knows what you're thinking and so that the artists get recognition. I am going to go ahead and move us along and introduce you to Joshua Zajac. Joshua is a native of the suburbs of Chicago and obtained his bachelor's and master's degree of music from the Cleveland Institute of Music with Stephen Gaber. His orchestra and chamber music experiences include participating as a fellow at the Tanglewood Festival, sitting principal chair with the Civic Orchestra of Chicago, and performing regularly in the Chicago Symphony Orchestra's Music Now series. Joshua has performed with artists Kanye West, Common, and he also did studio work for Kirk Franklin's Grammy Award-winning album, Long Live Love, with the Matt Jones Orchestra. An enthusiast of progressive rock, Joshua directs his career as a soloist between the mediums of both classical and electronic repertoire. All right. So thank you so much, Josh, for joining us today. Let me go ahead and unmute you. All right. There we go. Hi. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Everyone has been doing a great job. Hopefully I can keep it together here after hearing that hilarious story. I'm going to play some classical music. I'm going to start with some music by a French composer. It's called Scherzo, which translates from Italian to joke. And I'm going to bring it on round 2 to some music of Spain. So hopefully that's vibrant. And we'll close out round 3 with some music from Johann Sebastian Bach from his cello suites. So just going to close it out with some good old cello gospel. So please enjoy. Olay. Thank you, Erin, for listening. I hope you enjoyed it.
Joshua, thank you so much. You had so many wonderful compliments come through on the group chat. I hope you can see those because it was very, very much appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sweating over here, but it's great. Good weather in Santa Barbara. Really good weather.
Wonderful. Well, so glad you could join us. And that concludes the first half of our show for tonight. So this is a really, really fun part where if you have access to your computer and you can reach over and change some settings, we're going to go ahead and go into gallery view. And this is where we encourage everybody to turn on their videos if you can. Doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing. This is just to say hi very briefly. So we'll turn on the videos and I'm going to unmute everybody for a short period of time so we can go ahead and say hi to your neighbors on the screen. Again, this is so important and so fun because it is a community event, and by seeing everybody that's on here with us, it makes it that much more special. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute us. It'll be a little bit loud and crazy, but that's a part of the whole process. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Oh my God.
Little else if you had to.
We still have a wall between us and the mountain. There's nothing between us and Cersei.
There's 1,000 miles between us and Cersei.
You're on video.
The Lannisters are a southern army.
Awesome. Okay. Well, oh, and look at that. We've got some more visuals of the art coming through. I'm going to go ahead and spotlight this video so we can see this beautiful art. Fantastic. Yes, so please keep working on your art. We are going to take a 10-minute intermission break. So this break will just be so you can get up, stretch your legs, get something to drink, you know, use the restroom, whatever you need to do. We're going to take a quick break right now, and then we should be back at about 9:10. So see you guys in a short period of time, and we'll go ahead and play our intermission slides while we take a short break. Thanks so much. to the second half of Pangeas Playhouse. Hopefully everybody was able to get a nice drink, get comfortable, get ready for 4 more incredible artists. And just before we kick off the second half, I wanted to ask if you can put in the chat box where you're tuning in from. It would be really fun to see who we've got tuning in from where. So if you can put in the chat box where you're tuning in from tonight, that would be super fun to see, just because there are folks coming in from all over the place. All right. San Francisco, Alabama, Paso Robles, Ventura, Washington, D.C., LA, Omaha. Amazing. Look at that. Everybody here together tonight. Really fantastic. And of course, I'm based here in Santa Barbara. A lot of folks are coming in from Santa Barbara, and I appreciate your support. Usually I am producing events here in town that really kind of dig into the immersive quality of participatory event. And now with our current situation, everything's gone digital, but I think that actually makes for some really exciting opportunities. And I've been really excited to see what we've been able to do and the community that's been built around this. So thank you everybody who's tuning in. And without further ado, let's move on to more music and more entertainment. I am so thrilled and happy to introduce our next performer, who has been performing with me on and off kind of throughout this year with our porch party experiences that we've hosted here in Santa Barbara. So Ben Nomura is a SoCal songwriter who combines his heartfelt sensitivity, laid-back charm, and production prowess into a sweet alt-rock sound. Pop-perfect melodies carry the gently bruised wisdom of longing hearts and dash dream romantics through soaring, hummable hooks on songs like Sooner Than Never and Carolina. A guitar player since age 4, Nomura now builds his own amplifiers, microphones, and guitar pedals. He crafts his songs and gear with the same precision. Hear it yourself, serve it up with sunshine, and enjoy. So that is our introduction for Ben. Ben, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Go ahead and get you unmuted there. Welcome.
Cool. Thanks, Ellie. Everybody hear me?
Yep,
Cool.
You are all set.
All right, I'm gonna play 2 songs tonight. The first one is called Sooner Than Never. It'll be my my first ever release, which is coming out in August 14th. So I'm pretty stoked. So I've been doing a lot of the promo and PR stuff lately and not so much the playing. So I'm a bit rusty, but we'll see how it goes. Let down your dreams, fly away through the seas. Half here, half gone. Who might it be if I hang on? And next to my heart is logic mixed with art. And straight from the start, I'm going towards this all wrong. I'll be wanting you while I'm searching for someone better, writing down every silent thought, hoping for bad weather. 'Cause half my heart just wants the other to come back to you sooner than never. Always trying to find her, but never really looking too far. And true love's hard to find when you only have a lifetime to try. Maybe I'll never know, or maybe I did and I let her go. But I always felt that you and I could give more and more, you know. I'll be wanting you while I'm searching for someone better, writing down every silent thought, hoping for bad weather. 'Cause half my heart just wants the other to come back to you sooner than never. I'll be wanting you while I'm searching for someone better, writing down every silent thought, hoping for bad weather. And half my heart just wants the other. I'll be wanting you. I'll be wanting you. I'll be wanting you. I'll be wanting you. Cool. That song's Sooner Than Never, and I gotta switch guitars for the next one. But the next song is called Don't Say. It's kind of one of my oldest songs. That's like still a work in progress. And usually I play it with the band because the guitar part's pretty minimal. But like this week, I decided that I should change it around so that I could play it on my own. So again, fingers crossed on this one. I always loved them as they're driving away. You will never love together. And when you're running astray, with the tears walking down, that happens every day to the dark clouds. I wonder what they say when the rain's pouring down. Don't say everything's gonna be oh. Don't say you're gonna change when you're not gonna change. Stay. Don't say everything's gonna be oh. Don't say you're gonna change when you're not gonna change. Stay. It's always lonely when you crawl into bed and you don't even know his name. But knowing that the mark you will leave will always be engraved. He's penetrated what you've tried to hide away in hopes to stay longer. And night after night, day after day, he won't ever come around. Don't say everything everything's gonna be. Oh, oh. Don't say you're gonna change when you're not gonna change. Stay. Don't say everything's gonna be. Oh, oh. Don't say you're gonna change when you're not gonna change. Stay. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Ben, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your music with us. And definitely throw your information in the chat box so folks can know where to find you and your release when it comes out.
Cool, cool. Thanks. Thanks, Ellie.
Okay. Wow, what a great start to our second half of the show. That was fantastic. And I am happy to keep this show moving as we go through more and more talented artists. And I'm very, very happy to introduce to this stage our next performer, Taylor Ostronic, who will be doing a dance performance for us. So we're going to go ahead and get Taylor up on here with us. Got to get the video going. Man, there are so many folks on this right now. It's so exciting to see everybody's faces as I'm trying to find Taylor. Hi, Taylor. Can you hear me?
I can. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, wonderful. All right. So Taylor is a native of Kansas City, Missouri, and recently moved to Santa Barbara in the fall of 2019. She spends most of her time dancing, teaching, and creating costumes. Taylor is currently a member of the Selah Dance Collective. And before we go into your performance and your piece, I just want to say how amazing Selah is and how I've been so lucky to work with this dance group as a whole for different pop-up events in Santa Barbara. And it's been a pleasure getting to know you through that. And we're so happy to have you on here and performing with Pangeas Playhouse.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a pleasure to have gotten to work with you this fall when we did the Re-Live, which I believe is still going to try and happen this year, I think.
Fingers crossed.
So if on my name, I believe I put in at Selah Dance Collective if you want to follow them for information about the Santa Barbara event. That'll be fun. But yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Great. Well, I'll go ahead and hand it over to you and we'll get the dance going.
All right.
Amazing. That was so fantastic.
Thanks.
And so many fun comments in the group chat. So
Yeah, I can't wait to go back and read them.
So Taylor, just before we move on to the next artist, I just wanted to ask, it's such a wild world to be a dancer right now. How are things going for you and for Selah, and how are you taking this time?
The dance world is adapting. We've always, kind of gotten the short end of the stick on funding, but we're thriving, which is great. Especially Selah, we've always been really thrifty, and we're finding new ways to bring dance and our art to people. We need a lot of space. As you see, I'm in a studio, but we don't, we're doing great. Sorry, I'm all flustered. I'm all like high on the performing, but yeah, we're doing a good job. For me personally, I am exploring coping with all of the changes through dancing. So I had started a creative improvisational project a little over a year ago when somebody I really respected in the dance community and knew fairly well passed, and he was always, do the thing that makes you the most uncomfortable and then you'll be better at it. So I hate improving, but I did a lot of that to create this, along with just lots of different physical symbolism and things like that. So yeah.
Well, thank you. It was beautiful, and we are so happy that you were able to join us tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course. All right. And so that is our 6th performer. We've got 2 more for tonight. And before we go to our next one, I was just curious if anyone's still working on their artwork from earlier on, just to see if there's any updates with art. I see a few pieces. I'm going to go ahead and spotlight a few. Wow, look at that one. This art is fantastic. So fun to be able to watch performances and work on art at the same time. So thank you for sharing, everybody. This is great. How fun is that? Okay, so I wish I could show everyone's because there is a lot of great art here, but we need to keep going because we have a very talented musician playing next that I am so happy to introduce, especially because she is family to me, and I am so lucky to have such a talented cousin. So we are going to be introducing Tatiana to the stage. Tatiana loves dabbling in many forms of art and collaborating with friends and family. She is passionate about the connection between art and therapy and is currently pursuing a career as a therapist in this field. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and bring Tatiana to the stage. I think we need to go ahead and unmute the camera there.
Hello?
There we go. Yeah.
Hey!
Hello!
Hello, everybody. So I'm going to play 2 songs tonight. I'm going to start with one called By the Moon, which I wrote a long time ago. And then my boyfriend's going to come up and play the second song with me that we just kind of put together this last week. So it's still in its formation phase. All right, hope you enjoy it. And thanks, Ellie, for having me on. Okay. Okay, so that was my first song. And now my boyfriend Scott is gonna join me. And we're gonna play a song that we haven't really named yet. So please have a listen. Okay. Wait.
Ready?
amazing. That was so phenomenal.
Thanks, Elle.
Thanks, Elle.
So question for you guys, would you be open to some comments on what you want that song title to be?
Sure. Do we still have more time?
Oops. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the question?
No worries. So you said that song doesn't have a title, right?
Yeah, sorry, we had an audio mix-up. Yeah, we just wrote it, so the song doesn't have a name yet.
Well, would it be okay if we ask folks in the comments in the group chat what they think a good title might be for that song?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. So if anybody has any ideas to share with Tatiana and Scott, go ahead and put it in the comment section. And thank you so much for joining us and for sharing with us your talents, because that was fantastic.
Yeah, thanks, Elle. Thanks, everyone. Mwah.
All right. So we are getting towards the end of our show tonight, and thank you so much for everybody that's been joining. And we've had about 50 people throughout the evening who have been with us, and that's such an amazing number, especially for a Zoom performance of all things. So thank you for joining us. And before we go to our last and great performer who's coming on next, I want to go ahead and let you know that Pangeas Playhouse is a continual concept that will be happening more often. We are looking to have our next one in about 3 weeks. So if you know of any artists that you would recommend, or if you yourself would like to perform, please reach out to me directly, as we are looking for our next group of artists to join us for the next show, because this is such a great community and it's so fun to be able to support artists in this way where we're all in it together. So thank you, everybody. And without further ado, I would like to introduce you to our final performer. This is Deanna Carpenter. She is a conduit of love, beauty, and inspiration. A Detroit native, Deanna credits her hometown as her biggest musical influence. She has performed at the Essence Music Festival in New Orleans, Women in Technology Awards Gala in Las Vegas, and even inside the Great Pyramid at Giza. Deanna released her first album, Tsunami, in August 2018 and is the author of 2 books, In My Solitude and Lessons from the Fall. She currently resides in Los Angeles and is the chief engineer of inspiration for her brand, She Who Builds. And you can go ahead and find all of her information through She Who Builds. But without further ado, I would love to welcome her to the stage. Deanna, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Hi, everybody. So this first song, I'm going to sing both songs. I'm singing 2 songs tonight. The first one is a feel good, get out your seat, get off your bed, get off your couch, and move around with me. And for those of you who know me, who know this song, please feel free to join in. And it's called Metamorphosize, which I think is so appropriate since we were working on butterflies tonight. I don't know if I'm ready, but what's the use? I'm staying here. I don't know how much it takes, but one thing's for sure, I got a lot to give. Seems I'm out here on my own, so many others fell short. Curiosity of possibilities. There's only one way to know. Metamorphosize right before your eyes. Set fire to the skies. Watch me come alive. Metamorphosize right before your eyes. Set fire to the skies. Watch me come alive. I've been hiding so long, I think I'm ready for more. I've got these wings on my back, and now I'm ready to changing, and that's what I'm embracing. I'm embracing. So I'm out here on my own. It's not a place I'd rather go. The versatility of capability. There's only one way to know. One way to know. Right before your eyes, set fire to the sky. Watch me come alive. Let them walk aside. Right before your eyes. We're gonna take the fire to the sky. I've been hiding too long. I think I'm ready to go. I got these wings on my back, and now I'm ready to soar. Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let up on the side, right before your eyes. Set fire to the sky. Let them walk aside, right before your eyes. Watch me come alive. And I'm gonna spread my wings and fly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. All right. Okay, the second song, I'm gonna sit down for this one. All right, this song is a song that I dedicate to love, and I dedicate it to you all, especially the couples that are on, and those of us who are single, who may not have that person in our lives just yet. May this song be an inspiration to you to know that there is a divine love for you and that you are the divine love that you seek. So this song is called Ocean, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm gonna get a little bit of water. My mouth's dry. So feel free to snap with me. If I were to die tonight, I hope that in your arms I'll be found. What a sweet resting place. You are my peace. The minutes are now years, and those moments are fleeting memories. If I knew life would repeat, I swear with you I'd do it all over again. So let's hold hands like we're 5 years old again. Run hard first into the ocean. 'Cause when you come my way, baby, ooh, I swear 1,000 butterflies are flying next to me, babe. And when you come next to me, I feel the love rush deep like the sea. The stars are always out in your eyes. Ooh, on you I can feel my wildest dreams. I hope that together, baby, we can sail through life for an eternity. So let's hold hands like we're 5 years old again. Run hard first into the ocean. Let's hold hands like we're 5 years old again. Run hard first into the ocean. And turns out the lucky ones who have found someone that makes it all right. Digs his hand deep down in the soul, 'cause through it all he knows that we are worth it. He's not afraid to show us, say I'm all I left money. And because of love, I get to be. Oh. So let's hold hands like we're 5 years old again. Run hard first into the ocean. Let's sing it one more time now. Let's hold hands like we're 5 years old again. Run hard first into the ocean. Thank you.
That was amazing. And what a phenomenal way to close out our show for the evening. Thank you so much, Deanna, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, holy cow, who would have thought that we would have had a butterfly art experience to open the show and the most amazing Metamorphosis song to close the show, and all the themes coming together. We did not plan that. I will tell you that. It was not planned out, and what a cool thing to happen for everybody. So thank you for joining us. This is the time in the show where we ask you again to turn on all of your cameras. So if you can and if you're willing, turn on your cameras, go into gallery view. We're going to have all of our artists stand up to give a bow from their computer screens. So we have had 8 phenomenal artists on stage with us today. We've got proceeds going directly to them to support them during this time. And we've been able to experience this amazing live show together. So if we can have all the artists stand up or do the closest thing to a bow that they can, and I'm going to unmute everybody for a little bit so we can just clap. So clap as loud as you can so that we can hear you for the artist. So here we go.
Centuries of service
That worked surprisingly well. Great job, everyone. We did it. Again, my name is Ellie. I'm with Edgy Experiences. Pangeas Playhouse is a concept we've put together with a group to make sure that we can support artists during this time and get together as an artistic community. So thank you for joining us. We are going to go ahead and get started with the after party. So if you're interested and willing to hang out, stretch a little bit, get up, get a little weird, we've got DJ Fru on board who's going to be playing some live DJ sets, and we're just going to have a good time with it. Again, this is going to be recorded. We'll be sending it out this weekend, so you'll have access to it, and I'll give you all the information for the artists so you can follow up with them directly if you'd like. And from now, we're just going to play some music. So thank you, everybody, for joining. We so appreciate your support. We're so glad you were able to join us tonight. And let's get some music going. All right. Thanks again, everyone.
Before you came to earth, life is black and white. Never had a dream that touched the one I'm in tonight. A love uncomplicated, a feeling pure as light. Closing into you tells me it's alright.